going? Where'd we go?
We are on.
We went?
We are here at Tatro
Going and we
Machine.
went. It's only 74 in here. It started at 73, but it's a lot hotter here than it was next to that wall. I think the wall might be cold, but not out here in the winter. Alright, these are cleaner than they were. Now you see you properly put these down, we don't do damage.
I like it.
What gets damaged?
Nothing gets damaged.
The 4 studs.
Yeah, the studs at the worst of it.
The edge right there.
Oh.
That's it. Versus this way. It's on the exhaust port.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Bends it over. Sharp right there. Don't drop on that like that either. So putting your stud back in. I had to dye the one. I was not happy with the nut going on. I think you might have some issues.
Oh, I guess I can grab the new nuts too.
And when the nut goes on, see? This one's a little short. A little on the short side. Tight. Red. You know I use red?
Because it's stronger.
Because it's stronger than the blue for the mechanical locking nut you prepare. You put a little bit of thread here down there too. See?
Mm-hmm.
That way that lubricates that and that lubricates going down. But if you put too much in there, it hydraulics the hole and blow the whole side of the head out.
Good to know that.
Didn't know about hydraulics?
Didn't know that would happen.
Oh. If you go like that, so you're off the stud and you're on the gasket surface. These go in there anywhere from 1.450 to 1.480. Sometimes 1.500. Depending on how long your studs
Talking about the length.
Depending on how long your studs are.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much flush. We're about 480, 90. Not much further. It's a good 480 now. These ones here. That one's at 420, 430, 455, 435, 40. That one's at right at 4. It's in there too low. Might even be 390. It's a real stubby one, but look at the one under it. 400. That one's at 475 or so. So it looks like they're all a little bit deeper than normal, so a little extra. A lot, what? Big change. Squeeze again. You know why I use these instead of my fancy tools?
Why?
Because this you can't see how far the stud's in. This one you can.
Okay. That's just the puller though, right?
Pull the installer.
Installer also?
Goes both ways. It holds the stud, so it goes either way. Double check it. And it's a little on the high side, 490-ish. So that's the tallest one you got on this hit. No, it's about the same as that one. Yeah, about the same. These two are about the same. Oh, those are two I put in. Put them in stock height. Gears appear to be mostly lower. You can also look at how far the studs are in. See, they bottomed that one out. So you got a couple threads, one thread, couple threads. See, these are a little bit harder than all the other ones. So to make it more consistent,
Uniformed.
If the red hasn't set up too much yet. See, I like having a little bit of nut up here for the height. Put the nut on there. So when you tighten them up, you have something to work with. I don't know if that moved or not. Can't see it. I think it moved. Yeah, it's moving. So now, see, that's about the same height as everybody else.
Yep.
It's also a lot lower now. So you got to put your nut up on the rocker arm. It might get pretty short. There's two types of nuts you put on the rocker arm: the short nut or a tall nut. If your stud's in too deep, see, this one's like 450 now, like all the other ones. You can't put the tall nut on there because you'll also have 1/16 of an inch of extra material you needed to make room. Now this one I did earlier, so I might not want to turn. So I think that Loctite is. It's moving. So, about a third of a turn. It's about 450-ish, like all the other ones. Some heads are low, some heads are high. They vary all over the place. Some have had at 550, way up in the air. So now we're about a little over 450. And now they're more uniform. These are Harley studs. You can kind of go by the indicator of the thread height there, but aftermarket studs you can't. They're different. All right. So you know about the brake because it's so dirty you couldn't see it?
Never noticed.
It had a bunch of goo coming out of that crack when I was cleaning it. You heat up a torch and bend it back up a little bit. It might not fall off.
No guarantees.
No guarantee on it not falling off for it. We went over that before, remember?
Yeah.
Cast iron doesn't like to give. If you leave it alone, it'll stay good.
I think I'll just leave it.
If you're going to fix it, you heat it up a little bit, move it up, and weld it real quick. If it falls off, you still got to weld it on. That's the difference.
Yep.
So this one has seats put in it. Both sides. So, little stubby seats. They ain't going very deep, see? And hopefully got a lot of press on them because they're not much holding them in there. The gasket surface feels halfway straight and flat, except for that spot right there. You already know it's rough as hell, so you better use a nice composite head gasket and not an MLS. These fancy gaskets won't seal against this shit. Have to surface it to make it cleaner. Okay, we cleaned all the rust off your collars.
They were pretty bad.
Well, you were commenting about how that one wasn't clean, but it was because it was full of rust.
Pitted real bad, yeah.
All over. That was that one that was really rusty. The other ones aren't so much. So if you're going to do valve seals, these have to be modified. If we use these valves, they have to be worked on. They're clean now. This rag isn't very clean now. You feel the grit on them. See, that rag's been near all the blasting all day, so it's all full of grit and crap. Cleaning fluid. It's a dirty rag now. Yeah, I don't feel so much grit on these now.
Nice.
I already went like this to my bench and cleaned most of the grit off. But the heads are puking solid cleaning fluid out. All solvent because they're still getting moist in here. You go like this, there's no grit though on my fingers. Okay, so these are marks, you know which one's which.
Take an exhaust.
Once you mix them, still works.
Nice.
Now we got two options. We can spend money or not spend money. If you reuse all the stuff that someone else just did recently, you don't spend a lot of money.
Yeah. It's,
First thing you want to do is check to see how much wear is on your valve. I allow 1.5 thou max. This one's the same all the way top to bottom. That was a new exhaust valve, that's why. Remember the exhaust valves were new? And they're consistent too. See, they're about 1/2 thou. Third of a thou undersized.
looks like we were using them.
The intake. See how they're big?
Mm-hmm.
And pretty even. 1/4 thou different. 1/2 thou right there. That's 1/4 up right there. That's 3/4 thou difference. See, that's 2 right there. You're the wear spot. 2 1/4. Same thing. There's a mark there, but see the wear mark doesn't show it. Now right there, see how fat we are right there? Must be on a lip. So they measure all right. These are a lot bigger than these though.
More good news.
This exhaust fuel tighter. Now, how much clearance do we have? Probably a lot. This is my normal loose pilot. So I got tight in there a little bit. These are cut the same size, these are the same reamer. That guy's a little bigger, or it's got carbon or something in it. That one's our loose one. That intake has sucked it all up, see?
Mm-hmm. Is it tapered?
This is tapered.
Yeah.
This is our highest one, this is our lowest one. Yeah, about the same. This is a little lower, these two here are the same. This one's slightly lower, this one's sunk. Okay, that's our normal loose one that when I do my fitting. These are the next two bigger ones that I don't use very often because you can see this one's hardly ever used. You know why it's hardly ever used?
Why?
It's huge.
Oh. Oh no, and it fits. Oh no.
It's made for loose guides, not tight guides.
Race tolerance.
This one here in between. Suck to it, see? And there's this one I use all the time. Maybe this is the other one. Yeah, they're both one end. They're supposed to be different sizes, but they act like they're the same. This one definitely is big.
Oh good. Oh.
So the intakes are looser than exhaust. But the stems are a lot bigger too. So 2.5 thou difference in size of stems. Now you want if they're tapered.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty straight. And this one. So yeah, the guides are straight. This is tapered. The guides are straight. One of these is different than the other, unless somebody mixed them up on me. So you go about to here. It's 1.5 thou under on that spot. See, that's less than 1 thou under.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's bigger than this one. This is our big one. That's one now. So they're made. They're tapered. Now, if you could read the numbers in here, they're marked. Hard to read though. They get worn. Didn't mark them very good either. So about an inch down, we're 2 thou down. About an inch down on this one. 1 thou down, so this is 1 thou bigger than that one. And this one's probably 2 thou bigger. So, see that's a half thou bigger.
Mm-hmm.
If I come down a little bit, it's 1 thou. So that's your order size. Small, medium, large. Except this is large. This is fat. This is obese. All right. So you get to determine what you want to do on your valves. We know this is our loosest guide. So this nice loose clearance in here will not stick.
Okay. I'm gonna go on your recommendation. If you say we go with it, we go with it.
It's not new.
Close to it.
It's runnable. See, some people think this is loose, but this is just a little tolerance. And back in the day, everything was loose.
Mm-hmm.
So to fix it, you got to put new valves and new guides in it. So the panhead intake valves are probably $50 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
Exhaust are probably high 30s, 40. If you put the oversized intake valves in there, they're probably $42 a pop, $45 a pop maybe. For the oversized intake, 1/8 inch bigger, make it go faster.
Oh yeah.
These have not been ported. You know, I can tell.
Did you say it's not imported?
Put your finger in there and feel it. It's as cast, it's got
Oh,
a big
yeah.
lip on it.
Yeah.
This one's rounded, this one has a big sharp edge right here. You should be able to see it from the side. See a big sharp edge?
Yep.
Right through here.
Mm-hmm.
Big edge right there, it's hard to see it, but there's a big sharp edge in there. So these are stock. So either way, it'll run down the road either way. No matter what you do, it will go down the road. It's just if you want to go faster down the road, you put more parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to just run this thing out every now and then, a little weekend ride, long distance stuff,
Yeah, that's mostly what it's going to be.
70 weight board oil, run all day. Doesn't care.
That's the plan. Let's do it.
You don't have to do any extra work.
Okay.
But you got to do a valve job.
Yep.
Now with the egg grind cam, we're going to put a spring in it. We'll put valve seals on it. And do a quickie valve job.
Sounds good.
Now these rings right here, you know what that's all about?
No.
That's how many thou oversized the guide is. That's 2. This one's with 4 or 5 over. 4.
Huh.
Looks like they're equal on both. Which actually is rare.
Yeah.
Usually every hole is different. You can beat any guide hole, any guide you want in there. If it's too fat, you just hit it harder.
Well, then it closes up the inner hole.
You'll fit it anyway.
You got to ream it anyway.
Yeah, this is the old way of doing stuff. It's just beat the things in there, ream the size. The valve is a lot smaller diameter to give you more clearance because it's the same reamer goes through everything. We already saw that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is made small to make it loose on purpose. These are not as loose because they're bigger stem. So, there you go. Lots of decisions to make.
Good.
Look at that.